Ring the bell.
I can say no. Is this working? Nope. I can safely say good afternoon. Thank you for coming. Just want to give you a few ground rules of how this is going to work this afternoon. We have developed questions on behalf of the community, city council, chamber boards that we felt were of interest to the candidates running for mayor at this time. We're going to allow each candidate 2 minutes to introduce themselves and give their little pitch or explain why they're running for mayor, and then we'll go ahead and start with those questions. Each person has 1 minute to answer the question that's asked, and we'll give each person an opportunity to answer the question first. We're also going to open it up for questions from the floor. If there is time afterwards, we want to be done by no later than 1:15 today. If you do have a question, let me know and I will give you a card. Those questions will be filtered for appropriateness of today's event. We want to thank Tomah Rotary for coming and our local press as well. And that being said, we can go ahead and get started. So Martha will be timing today for the candidates here. She has signs available to let you know how much time you have left. 30, 15, 10, 5 seconds. After that, we're going to ask you to close up your answer to the question, okay? John from Mangum.media is going to be moderating today's event, and for that we thank him. So at this point, I'll turn it over to Robin.
And the most important thing to do is check the mic before you come. So we might be, luckily we have a confined area, we may not need this because it's not working. Unfortunately, you might have to speak up louder. As you can see, we've got Romy Gomez, Dee Cordes, Nellie Pater, and Pete Peterson. And from the way Tina explained, we're going to start left to right. The first question, and then we'll go from right to left, and then we'll start in the middle and go back and forth. Are we ready? Any questions? Question number 1. How do you envision the role of Tomah's mayor as it is considered a part-time position with a full-time city administrator?
Great question. Well, I'll kind of answer that backwards. We got a great city administrator. Met with him once, had the pleasure of speaking with him. Great vision and plan for our community. So I think to answer the first question, first and foremost, collaborating with him. I think the paid position is where the part-time part comes in, but I think if the job is done correctly, it should be above and beyond a part-time position. And like I said, we already have staff, administrative, city council, department heads to work with. I think just being on the same page with them and spearheading ideas that are going to make our community grow and a little bit of togetherness.
Well, by definition, a city mayor that has a city manager is a titular head of the municipality, which in turn means it's a person with an official position, possesses very little power. And I think the power that a mayor in this position of the city of Tomah has is to be the bridge for the people, to be that person in between the citizens and the council so that they have someone, an open door to go to and convey to the city administrator and the council what the feelings of the citizens are.
I think that as a mayor, we have an inner person that would work with the city administrator to make things happen. I think it's very important that they communicate together so that the council knows exactly what we are doing for the city and to pass that on to the residents. So I feel that as a mayor working with the residents, the city administrator, and the council, that we would be able to work together and make good things happen for the city.
Well, I agree with the other speakers. I fully support the administrator. We have a good administrator. Since I lived here moved here in 2000, all the administrators have good. I feel that as the mayor, I'll be a good support role for the administrator, as liaison to the department heads. I look forward to sitting in the mayor's office. Doing that, I will, I come without an agenda, I will listen, and I will watch, I will stress the positives. I want to be a cheerleader for this. So I'm willing to do whatever I can to make myself fit into the position.
Okay, question number 2. We're gonna start here with you, Pete. Okay. What are your views on the downtown tax incremental district and creation of a downtown master plan?
I think it's a great idea. It's a good way to spread the tax base out. The revitalization is very important to the downtown city. I wrote a paper on that in 2003 for Viterbo University, and it hasn't changed a lot. There's still some empty storefronts. They come and they go. One gets filled up and another one gets empty. What we need to find on this revitalization that I feel is important is some niche stores where bring the people downtown. Anything that'll help the kid. It's a proven fact that kids work. Almost every municipality has them. The last big one we had in the city of Tomah was for the Walmart. So I fully support them. I think it's a great idea, and I think it'll help the revitalization.
Well, I have been working with the TID, and I'm one of the ones that approved it. And that TID is going to be a work in progress. We're going to have different kinds of storefronts that are going to be empty, but we can also fill them up. What I intend to do as mayor, I would like to go and recruit with the inner cities and hopefully share what we can as far as like when we have the Dells and they have a lot of businesses. Maybe go out and talk to them and ask them if their business people would like to expand to the downtown and invite them to come and see our city and what we can offer.
I agree with Pete and Melly. We need to grow, but I don't honestly feel that the citizens feel that the TID is moving Tomah into a new and exciting era, as it was stated in the paper. I think we have to be moving in a direction that keeps the interest of our young people that are coming out of college and graduating from high school and starting families. We have to have something that appeals for them to stay here or raise their families and be where they grew up. And I feel on the contrary, they're looking for other locations that have bigger and better opportunities, and I think that's what we, as any of us that could be the mayor, need to strive to our council and work with this TID. I think it's a good idea. I think we have to develop it and keep it going.
I agree to an extent with the panel. The key mechanism in this whole thing, from what I understand, is new business, and not just new business that is just gonna, I wanna be careful with this. I'm not saying that we need to alienate what we have now, but new business outside of what we currently have. New business that will bring in new citizens, new jobs, new people that wanna stay here for a reason, a community for it. And then, from what I understand, the property tax generated by that new business will allow our existing businesses to redevelop. The phrase that I commonly use, or the example that I'll use, is the side of the break room facing Tomah glass, under the TID, in the tip. He can renovate it, he can redo it at a low cost, and I think it will look great for our community. The whole downtown has a certain aesthetic appeal that I don't think we need to get away from, but to sum it up, new business I think would be great, and I do think that the TID is an excellent idea.
Thank you. And I owe an apology, please forgive me. we should have started with introductions. We got into two questions already, so we're gonna back up. We're gonna reintroduce ourselves, and it'll be ladies first. Dee, would you mind to go first? And Nellie, and then we'll get to our third question.
Well, a lot of you know who I am. I'm Dee Cordes. My mother's Dorothy Walker. I've lived in Tomah for a little short of 21 years. I have two children, Stephen Walker and Jeannie Cordes, that both graduated from Tomah High School here. And I love Tomah. I just have to say that. I work at Toro. I've been there for almost 20 years. And it's a good community, and we have a good community here, and I just, I'm proud to say that I'm from Tomah now.
I'm Nellie Pater, most of you know me. I've been married for almost 30 years. My husband, Tony, works for the post office here in Tomah. I have 3 kids, 2 of them that went to school here, raised here, went to our good schools here, graduated, and now is on their own and pursuing their own careers. I came from Fort Sheridan. I was transferred under post-closure to Fort McCoy. I have 35 years with Department of Army serving our men and women in the military. I have 8 years on the city council. Right now, I am the vice president of the city council. I was council president for 1 year, and I'm on public works and park and rec, and I do a lot of fundraising within the city. And my passion, I think all of you know, is gardening. They call me the garden lady because I'm always working in my yard, and I just love to, coming from Chicago in a small area where you didn't have that passion to garden because you didn't have a yard. I came to Tomah, and ever since I've been here, I really enjoy living in this community. And I tend to retire here, I tend to stay here, and I tend to make sure the city is doing as best as they can to make the future of our city grow.
Well, hello, you all know me, I think I'm Pete Peterson. I moved here in May of 2000 when I retired from the military. How did I end up in Tomah? Because I knew nobody in Tomah. I had been deployed a couple times at Fort McCoy, and me and my wife, we lived in California for all our married life, and then prior to that, and nothing against California, but we got tired of California. I grew up in Solon Springs, a little town south of Superior. When we decided to move back to Wisconsin, Tomah was the first town that we found that had the 4 things on the list that we was interested in. Church of our choice, a lake, a hospital, and a golf course. I lived in the largest city in the United States that did not have a public golf course before. 200,000 people and didn't have a golf course. Moved to Tomah, there's 3 golf courses right here at that time. Me and my wife feel that we agreed that moving to Tomah was the best move that we made in our married life. We love it here. Most people, when the kids grew up, you know, the kids move away. Well, when our kids grew up, we moved away. One stayed in California, one was in the Air Force in Texas. We have 4 grandchildren. We are just really happy about Tomah. I got involved in politics when we moved here, and that was not because that wasn't not by design. We got involved in the community, and I just ended up doing different things. And I enjoy being in politics. I enjoy being on. I was on the city council. I was president 1 year. Been 10 years on the county board. This is a wonderful community, and I'm glad I'm a part of the community. Thank you.
Well, my name is Remy Gomez, birth name Remberto. Those of you who went to school with me or I played sports with your kids, birds you know me by. Kind of shied away from that with the whole bird nerdy thing in the 80s and 90s, so I took a little more professional approach to it. Remy, I have, unlike other candidates, I have not sat on a city council, I have not sat on a board. But as far as community involvement, most of you guys know me as coaching your children. My 3 kids that I have are all in sports right now, all in our great school district as well. which wraps it around to why I take such a keen interest in this place. Born and raised right here in Tomah, knowing the ins and outs of it, knowing what it needs, what it wants, and what it desires. Having that connection with the community, I think, is the main drive for me being here today.
Okay, we officially have the introductions in. Question number 3. Business owners in Tomah currently are required to pay for repairs to sidewalks, while repairs to the sidewalks in residential areas are picked up by the city. The Public Works Commission recently decided to keep the current policy in place despite some objections from business owners to change it. As mayor, who do you think should pay for repairs to sidewalks in residential and business areas of the city? And we're going to start with the ladies again. Nellie?
Well, I am very aware of that one issue, and I had voted against it. And the reason why I feel that the sidewalks should be the business people's responsibility is because as we grow, we will become very big, and the business people, there's a lot of businesses, and Tomah's plan is to put in sidewalks everywhere eventually down the road. So I feel that if we can focus on having some of the business people pick up the responsibility, that we can spend our money in other areas of the business downtown. I feel that there's just too much for us as a city can pick up, and I really would like to focus on having us pay for something much more better than just the sidewalks.
Excuse me. I too think it should be the.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
no,
that's
wrong
fine.
direction?
Yeah, we were going to go with
That's
D.
fine.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Keith.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm out of order again, I guess. Well, I think it should remain the business owner's responsibility. How the sidewalk looks in front of their businesses has a direct impact on their business. As Nellie said, there's a lot of areas that money needs to be spent within the city and within the city budget. And that would just be another blow to the city budget. Sidewalks are important, that they look good, and it just benefits the business and benefits everyone that goes in there. If you've got nice, good sidewalks, it's easy, you don't have to worry about people tripping and getting hurt. So I think that is the responsibility of the business owner, but ultimately the city council has one that has a responsibility to vote on up or down.
Remy or D?
I don't really know. I'm in a bad position with this. My mother owned a business downtown, and there is a lot of responsibility to be a business owner, and I understand sidewalks are important, but it's just like, I really, I don't want to offend anything, and I think it has to be up to the council, and I think the council needs to make educated inquiries as to both sides of that issue.
Well, I traditionally sit on the side of the citizen, but I would be for a 50-50 split. I think it's equal responsibility and equal benefit for both sides. Obviously, bringing your sidewalk looking good and your business generating X amount of dollars, you should, I feel, being fiscally responsible is important. Spending, but as the same respect, that business owners should have the same authority or the same responsibility as the government. It is voted on by the city council, and I think our city council does a good job because we have diversity in our opinions. But if I was consulted in it, I would have tried to get a little more of a 50-50 split, not put it on either one, not make the city pay for it 100%, and then the business owner who has thousands of dollars in monthly expenses already. I mean, you want to talk about how much money the city spends to be a business owner on Main Street in Tomah, Wisconsin is not cheap. And a lot of you guys know that. And I would be for some sort of split. I know 50-50 is more of a perfect world, maybe a 60-40, something where we could meet them halfway.
Thank you. I've only got 3 more questions, so we really would welcome any questions you may have. Tina, did you say there's a card or something they can ask?
There's green cards on each table
Yep.
for anyone that wants it. If you need time, let me know.
Yeah.
If you have questions filled out, raise your card and we'll do our best to get to as many as we can.
Question number 3, and Dee, you are going to start this one. We're going to get you one way or another.
Okay.
The mayor is responsible for appointing members to the Convention and Visitors Bureau Board, as well as many other commissions within the city. What is your plan for appointing individuals to these commissions?
I don't really have a plan. I just want to, I think you have to, as the mayor, do your homework, so to say, and make sure that the best person or persons that you put on that board have the interest of the whole community, not a private agenda, so to speak, not your agenda. It has to be for the betterment of our community and not for each individual.
Okay, and we're going to come back this way to you, Nellie.
Well, as the mayor, I would like to see, we have business people that really commit to our city. I would take a look at their experience, how long they've lived here, what their goals would be, and I would like to appoint maybe some citizens on that committee, if possible, so that they can work all together between the business and the resident to make the input for everyone, because it is the city that belongs to all and not just the business people. The residents have to be included on what goes on. And I would like to see some, if possible, some resident people on the chamber.
Appointing individuals to commissions, to committees is, I've changed my opinion over the years. I always wanted to be on committees, and then you find out that you get a new mayor, and one of the first things they have to do is appoint people to committees, and they generally don't. They leave the same people on the committees for 10, 20 years. I am a believer in not getting people off the committees because they've been there a long time, but I believe that you need turnover and change and new ideas from commissions and committees. So I would prefer to go about that in a measured pace, not make any rash judgments. And the other thing is that if you appoint somebody new to a committee, you owe it to the person that you're taking off the committee to talk to them and let them know why and what's happening, and rather than say, well, Joel's taking your place, that's not right.
Thank you. Remy?
I would agree with each and every one of you candidates. I think it's important to have diversity, not only in age, ethnicity, income level, your jobs. The more varying opinions you can get, I think you get more of a concerted effort going forward, and then you can make an educated choice. I agree with each and every one of them. It's going to depend on who wants the position. I'd love to say that we could just go out and nip who we'd like. Not every business owner or every resident has the time to do it or wants to do it. There's a lot of hassle to it, but at the same time, it's a very noble cause to sit on those, but it's also a very respectful cause. So you need to be educated. Us, whichever one of us win this, need to do their due diligence. Look at business owners, look at their time in here, look at their lineage, look at their successes. But I think the key to naming committee members would be diversity in every aspect.
Thank you, Remy. We're going to start with you again. We've got some good questions for you guys. Thank you.
Oh, boy.
From an economic and social perspective, what role does the Tomah Area School District play in the success of the city in Tomah?
I think it plays a bigger role than any of us can even imagine. not just in Tomah, but in Monroe County. I had the privilege of sitting in on the school board meeting last night. Some cities I didn't even know were in our school district. And some of our members didn't even know. But I think we impact, I hate to steal Tina's line here, but we impact not just Tomah, but we impact Monroe County. Socially, economically, educational, any way you want to put it, it's a county effort. And us being the bigger sister, bigger brother in this whole county, I think that we play a bigger role than any of us could imagine. Having 3 kids in there, I can speak personally to that.
I agree with Remy. Our school district is very important to our economic growth and development, and these are our children. We are really putting forward, we have different styles of schooling. We have our alternative schooling, we have our Montessori schools. Diversity again. We give our children a chance to grow within our community, and I think we need that in order to stay growing and being the larger part of our district. We have to go forward with our sports and our arts and everything else.
I think the school district is very important. Like I said, I've raised 3 children. My oldest went to high school, my 2 youngest from kindergarten all the way through high school. And because of them, they become very successful. My youngest daughter is a teacher in Madison. And my oldest daughter is also in the profession of the health profession. And the school district and the teachers in Tomah helped build that. So I think that the school district should be a part of Tomah because our children will be a part of their education, will be a part of us. And someday they will come back and share their ideas. So yes, I think the school district should be very important for the city and its future.
Well, this is a panel where we all agree with each other on almost every subject, and the importance of the schools anywhere cannot be overstated. The importance of the Tomah School District, I'll give you an example. My children went to school in California, did well, graduated, and went on to life. Then when we moved into Tomah, come here and know anybody in town, and they had a functional to school. You walk in, here's a school, it's got like a 900-seat auditorium. It's a great meeting place for the public, for the children, and for the adults. The importance of the education goes without saying. The one thing is so good about it is, kids they want to move when they graduate and grow up. And them coming back is really important, and that's it. We're seeing more and more people leaving and then coming back. Our schools have made it worthwhile for these young adults to do that, and I applaud our school.
Okay, we're going to start with you again, Pete. Work our way. Given all the problems that Flint, Michigan is having with its municipal water system, what does Tomah do to ensure that our water is safe and potable? And how does our water quality compare to other small towns in the area like Black River Falls, Sparta, or Boston, and Wisconsin in general?
Well, truthfully, I have no idea how we compare with other towns. I have a concern about the city of Tomah, and I'm not saying it's a city problem, but the surrounding area, Lake Tomah, there is such a high incident rate of cancer in Monroe County and a higher rate in Tomah. And they've talked to doctors about it, and after some prodding, they will agree. I drink our water, I don't have no problem with that, so I don't know if that's an answer. But the fact of the matter is we just got to continually stay on top of it. I trust the public works that they're following good business practices, and I don't see that there's no need for any change at this time.
Well, as far as the water, I'm on the public works and utilities committee. So we are always looking and talking about our wells and what we need to do to keep citizens safe. I can tell you that we talk a lot about the water system, and we also monitor a lot of the things that go into the water, and we just keep focusing on and monitoring, make sure that the water is safe to drink.
Thank you, Noel. Dee?
I'm kind of like Pete, I don't know that about, I know people that work for the Public Works Department, and I know that they're constantly testing, like,